Hey, what's up guys, Nuno here. In this video I'll show you a step-by-step of how you can create a Megascan scene using Lumion. Also, I'll share a link in the description below this video where you can get this scene. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button to get notified when I publish my new videos. So let's start with Megascans with Lumion. So what are Megascans, first of all? So Megascans, it's an online scan library of high-resolution PBR calibrated scans and surfaces. So this can be used in games, VFX, ArchViz, ads and Automotive, and many other applications. They have thousands of 3D assets. They have tileable surfaces, vegetation, imperfections, many things. So this is Quixel website, and if you go to products and browse Megascans, you'll see they have a huge variety of elements that you can use, from asphalt, brick, brushes, displacements. So, well, actually displacements you cannot use in Lumion because Lumion just has their own displacement. They don't allow you to use your own displacement maps, which is a shame. You also have collections, and these collections, they basically put everything, all the scans together in one place. For example, all that are related to Iceland, it's here. All that are related for let's say wastelands, dry grassland. So if you click here, mountain slope, you'll see all related to this. So you can use them in your asset and they will have all the same style. So you have a lot of variety, mushrooms, rocks, leaves, everything you have here ready to use in your projects. So if you click, you can even see the scale of the elements, what is the resolution. So you can download directly. But to download this, it's better to use their own software, which is Quixel Bridge. I'll show you now. So basically you can go to Bridge and download Bridge. Okay, and then here we are inside Bridge. And basically it's the same design as you saw on that website. But here it's much easier because you can browse all the scans. And this is my downloaded, acquired, all of this. So if I go here, and here you have more options, because in the website you cannot decide which resolution you want. So it's better to go here and in download settings, you just decide, for example, I want, let's say 4K, material preset. You can decide if you want for Unreal or Unity. So, but for now, for me, since we are using Lumion, we have to make our own workflow, which I will show you how you can do it. So, but I'll just leave this in custom and mesh format, FBX, it's okay. Okay, LODs. Let me show you what is LODs and how this works. So the best way to show you this is by going into my 3D application and show you this mesh that you can download. This is called if you go here, you have LOD 0, LOD 1, 3, 4, 5, etc. So you have the high resolution mesh, which is this one. You see it's a lot of polygon. It has about, let me see, almost 2 million triangles. So it's a lot. It will be very heavy inside Lumion, this mesh. And I don't recommend using it only if you are really like up close, you know, to see all the details. But they have then the version LOD 0, which is this one. And so if you compare this one, I'm gonna put it here, with this one, it's much more simplified mesh. It's already with 34,000 triangles, and it will be much faster to import in Lumion and to work inside Lumion with this. And then they have LOD 1, so it's even less. LOD 2 until, let me see, LOD 5. And LOD 5, it looks like this. So these LODs work well when you have in video games, you have these LODs together, and they will draw depending on the distance you are from the camera. So if you are very far away, it will show this one. If you are very close to the camera, it will be this one, showing all the details. So, but for Lumion, I think we can use between this one, the very high resolution one, and the lot 0 as well. Okay, so but most of my assets I import as lot 0 because it will make my, if I import all with a high resolution ones, it will be very, very slow, the Lumion, to work with. So it's better to just use these ones. Here I just select lot 0 and lot 1, and then I go to the textures. Textures for Lumion, what we need is Albedo, which is the color map. We need gloss, normal map, and roughness. Everything else we don't need because we are not going to use. Lumion doesn't have even these channels available for us, so it doesn't matter. And when you are ready, just click download. So now let me show you the steps you need to make inside Photoshop to make these textures ready for Lumion. So let's go to Photoshop, and here I'll just import my Albedo texture and my normal map. So normally you just import these two textures inside Lumion. So let me go to Lumion first, and here I have this ready. I'll just put the material here. So my 4K Albedo, which is this one. Take some time. Okay, it's a little bit weird because I have to scale the map. So let's do it a little bit like this. Okay, but looks a little bit weird because Lumion automatically creates a bump map, but in this case it's a little bit weird, so we need our normal map. So let's import it. But so this is some leather, and you see it's too shiny. It doesn't look, the reflection doesn't look correct at all. So and even the normal map still looks a little bit weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this material as it is, and here I'm going to create a new copy of this material. But first, let's go inside Photoshop, and what you need to do in the normal map is to invert the green channel. So to do this, we go to channels, and here we have green. So we just press Ctrl I, and it will invert the green channel. Okay, now we can save this with a new name. Let's say this with inverted green. Okay, let's go back to Lumion, and let's create the material the same way as before, but with the new normal map. So let's actually, let me just copy this material and paste, so I have the same settings. And now I'm just going to replace the normal map. Alright, so here you can see that even these buttons now, it's correctly, the normal map is working correctly. And here, if you compare, it looks like they are going down, the buttons, which is not correct at all. And here, you see, it's all correct. But we still have a lot of shininess here. Of course, you can go to gloss and try to adjust a little bit like this and the reflective, but this is not the way of working with PBR materials, right? We are not just trying and guessing what it is correct. So we have some materials that already have these properties, some textures that already have these properties ready for us. So what we'll do is we'll go to Photoshop, and here we'll import our gloss and also our roughness. And we need to put the gloss map inside the alpha channel of normal map, and the roughness we need to do the same but inside the albedo. So let's start with the roughness. I'll just press Ctrl A and Ctrl C, and now I'll go here to albedo. I'll go again to the channels tab. I'll create a new layer here, actually a new channel, and I'll press Ctrl V to paste. Okay, now I can just save this as a target because I need to use the 32-bit channel. So in order to have the alpha channel, so I'll just leave like this. See, 32-bit. Sometimes it can come with 24-bit like this, and if you save it like this, it will not have the alpha channel. So be sure to check the 32-bit. Okay, now if we go to the normal, actually let's go to the gloss and do the same thing. Ctrl A, Ctrl C, go to the channels, new channel, Ctrl V, And now let's save this again as a target file. Delete this, 32-bit, don't forget. Okay, now we can go back to Lumion. And inside Lumion, let's do the same thing. I'll just paste the material again. Okay, now I'm going to select my target file. And when I select target file, you see that it comes all transparent. It's a little bit weird, right? So, because Lumion automatically imports this with transparency. So we just go to the settings here, and you see color map alpha clips object. So we're just gonna do as a reflectivity. See, now it's correct. And now we need to select our normal map with a roughness channel. Okay. Let's save this. Let me just confirm that this channel is saved, because sometimes, yeah, you see, this was still too shiny, because sometimes, I don't know why, Photoshop didn't save my alpha channel. So what I'm going to do is go again to this gloss, here, save, and just press save. Okay, I can close this, and I'll be sure that the Albedo, okay, Albedo has the texture. So I'll go here, and I'll import again the normal map. Okay, now this is a leather material. You see all the reflection, the gloss, the specular, everything is working correctly. So now we have a PBR material inside Lumion. So if you compare now these two, especially this first one, look at this. In this one, we just imported from Megascans the texture of Albedo and normal map, and looks like this. So it doesn't look realistic at all. This one with the inverted green channel looks better. We still have to do some adjustments, but it will be like trying and guessing. And this one, it's completely the PBR material with everything correctly, and so ready for you to use, realistic. So let me just go to my render here, new one. Okay, and if I just press this quick render, see in the render preview, you can see some details of this leather here. And if I go to this one, look how shiny this is. And this one, completely wrong. See, not realistic at all. So this one is quite nice. Let's try now to import a 3D model. And to do this, we'll go to Mixer. So inside Mixer, you can just select any model. So let's say this one. This one looks nice. So let's try 4K textures, FBX, load 1 and 2, actually load 0 and 1, and Albedo, gloss, normal, and roughness. And re-download, because I already downloaded this, but you'll see here some download bar. See, this is time it takes. Now I'll just go to my folder, which is here. Yeah, okay, so this is the rock we just downloaded, as you can see. So now we have the load 0 and load 1. So what we're going to do is now do the same thing for these textures. So we have to import them, the albedo, the gloss, the normal, and the roughness. But first let me close all of this here inside Photoshop. Okay, and let's import this. So we need to put the roughness inside albedo again, and let's close, and the gloss inside normal map. And let's close the gloss. Now let's save this. I'll just save as target again, and okay, and the same for normal map. Okay, now we can go inside Lumion. Inside Lumion we'll go to import and import our new, so downloaded 3D is this one, and we have 0 and 1, so let's import the 0. I'll just put it on Megascans folder. So this category folder is quite useful, so you put everything inside, and then when you are ready to import your models again, just go to this Megascans tab and you have everything there. So you can just give the name of this, which was Icelandic Mossy Rock. So Icelandic Mossy Rock. Okay, let's put it here. See the model. Now let's create some materials. So again, let's go select our 3D folder, and we have here our Albedo. I think I selected the 8K by mistake. It will take a while. Oh. Anyway, let's put this as this, and it's all dark and weird because first of all it created this bump, and second it has a color. So let's just remove the color and go to normal, and again let's go to the folder here, import our normal map. Okay, we have a normal map, and let's like this and put our model a little bit further away from this. Okay, so we have now our model here, so with all these details, and if you go to the render, let's say like this, let's make a preview, so you start seeing some of these details. But this is the LOD 0 version, so you see it has a lot of detail, but it could be a little bit better, but it will take a lot more time to import. So let's try to go to export settings. And here you can select high poly source, and let's try to re-download this altogether. And we will import now this high poly source, and you will see the difference between these two meshes. First, the difference between import times, and the difference in terms of quality as well. Okay, so let's go here, let's import, and you see now I have here high. So this is a very high detail mesh, and you can see that it's 114 megabytes, and this one just half megabyte, so it's a huge difference. So let's call this Icelandic Mossy Rock High Poly and put it on the Megascans folder. Well, as I said, this will take some time to import, so have this in mind. Just use these assets that are high poly when they are very close to the camera. Okay, now that we have our model here imported, let's copy this material to this one. Okay, like that. But actually you can already see huge difference in detail in comparison one and another. What I'm going to do is to copy, first of all, this material. So copy material, and I'm going to paste it here, standard, and paste. Okay, so you see there's a huge difference between one and the other. If I go to the render, let's do like this, actually from this view, more or less, yeah. So you see, even here, you can see the difference between this and this. You don't have any of the details here, like we have here, all of this mesh. So if you go like this close, let's say the same position, not a great detail here, but if you go here, look at this, you see all the details of the mesh. So when you have imported all of this and you decide which ones you want to start building, you know, it's on this scene, for example, if I start duplicating and just trying to create a little bit of variety with them, like scaling, you can even use the same asset multiple times. You just rotate it a little bit and you see, like, for example, like this, rotate. And when you have a lot of different ones, a lot of things around, you will not tell that they are the same one, you know, like this. So you can just create with the same asset a lot of variety. What I'm going to do now is to show you the scene that I created with Megascans. Just gonna do a fly through so you can see what I did with it. So first I went to Quixel YouTube channel and I saw this tutorial for a scene in Unreal Engine in 1 hour. And I just started making more or less the same thing as he did here, but trying to apply the same technique inside Lumion. Inside Modo, I modeled this piece, just this, created two different materials, like this part it's one material and the rest is another material. So I modeled this very simple shape and duplicated like this. So this is all what I've modeled for that scene. And then inside Lumion, so you can see my terrain, it's just this part. And I start building from this, just with the mix between Megascans assets and Lumion assets as well. So, and I just started to duplicate this around, a lot of trees, a lot of branches, rocks, everything. Just starting to put all of this together, and then you start add some trees in the background to fill the scene. I put a lot of them and then removed a lot of them as well because I wanted some nice shadows here. Let's see what else. In the background, I just duplicated a lot of these same rocks, as I told you. They are all the same, and I duplicated them to different positions and just scale them, rotate them. So, and from the distance you cannot tell that they are the same because you have a lot of things going around, a lot of fog as well, the light effects. And just selected the best position for my scene, which was more or less like this. And in the render, let's go to the render. So in the render I have a lot of options for light. See, I started to see which scene would be the best for me, even with some nighttime, with some snow. And so you see, I took as well advantage of some of the soil materials that Lumion 10 has with displacement. I think in this case it really makes the scene shine. For example, if I go here and select this, you see without displacement and even without normal map, let's say, it's very, very flat. So you had a little bit of normal map, a little bit of displacement, and you see how this thing goes down, and you can see really like a foot here, foot mark. So it's really nice. Let me just go back. See, especially when you are so close to the camera, you can see all of these details. So this is basically the workflow that you need to do in order to import Megascan assets inside Lumion. So don't forget that in Photoshop you need to import the textures and put the alpha channel of the gloss and the roughness and save them correctly, and be sure that the file that you save actually has the alpha channel correctly in order to have good textures, PBR materials, and then it's just a matter of how you build up your scene and how it will look, all the effects. So I will share this scene on my Gumroad. I already have the links in the comments below. So you can see, you can open this file in Lumion and just play around with it yourself. And hopefully you'll learn something with this video and with this scene file. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button to get notified when I publish my next ones. See you in the next videos.